Hello, welcome to the first edition of Fun with Physics. Now, we're going to start off with one of the more difficult questions from P1, and this is conduction. Lots of people tend to find this tricky. So I've got a question here. It says, the diagram shows a metal pan being used to heat water. Energy from the gas flame is transferred through the pan by conduction. Explain the process of conduction through metals. Okay, so first of all, what do we know about conduction? Well, conduction only happens in solids. Okay, metals are the best conductors. And why is that? That's because they have free electrons. Okay, which also means that metals are the best conductors of heat and electricity. Okay, if we think about a solid, it's made up of lots of particles like this, very tightly packed. Okay, now if you're talking about a non-metal, we can say that these particles start to vibrate, they collide into each other. So if this one started to vibrate, this gains kinetic energy. It hits this one starts to gain kinetic energy, and then it passes along through. Okay. If we go back to the question, this specifically asks about a metal. So, let's have another look. Explain the process of conduction through metals. Okay, so first thing, as I've said before, a metal has free electrons. So metals have free electrons. Okay. Next thing, what happens? Well, these free electrons, they start to gain kinetic energy when they're heated. So electrons gain kinetic energy. Okay. Then what happens? Well, kinetic energy is movement. So when you get more kinetic energy, it's moving faster. So you could say that those electrons start to move faster, but by saying that they gain kinetic energy, you're saying that anyway, really. Okay. Next thing, and we remember this question is worth 4 marks, so we need 4 points here. Next thing, what happens? Well, these electrons, they've got more kinetic energy, they start to move, and they start to move through the metal. So okay, what's left for our 4th mark? Well, we've said they move. What did we say here? We said that they start to collide with each other. So the 4th mark, electrons collide and pass on kinetic energy. Okay. So that's your 4 marks, and if we were to look at the mark scheme, that would be a perfect 4 marks. Next time, we're going to be looking at convection and how to explain that for an exam question. Thank you very much.